What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, bringing you another episode of Angel City Chicks. And of course, I am joined by my favorite co host and favorite podcast partner in life. That would be the one, the only Nina Kiefer. What is going on? How are we feeling right now?
Oh my gosh, we are feeling good. We are riding high. Welcome to episode 82 of Angel City Chicks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you're in the comments giving us your thoughts and feedback. Today is a fun one. We are so happy because for the first time in Angel City history, we can say we are going to playoffs.
Yes, yeah, I cannot wait to get into this episode. It's such a good one. It's so exciting. A lot of fun things to highlight, a lot of goals to go through and everything. But of course, before we get into that, just want to warm up a little and banter. I mean, I've been at home all day, kind of gearing up for this pod. I switched my day off so I could just like dive into the research for this. So, kind of got to warm up the mouth, wet the lips a little here. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, get that wine,
Mm.
get that celebratory wine on.
We are 2 weeks away from Halloween. Are we doing anything? What's going on? Do we have costumes? What is happening? Like
I haven't
it's
even
almost
thought about
here.
Halloween.
I know, right? It's spooky season is upon us and we have not made any plans. We have been so focused on everything else. What I will say is if anybody's listening and you're looking for any kind of fun family friendly shows or anything kind of Halloween inspired that you want to kind of get into, I definitely recommend watching the new kind of reboot of Goosebumps. It's
Ooh.
so much fun. It's really, really cute. Obviously, it's a spinoff of, or reboot or whatever you want to call it of the original books that we had as kids, or at least that I had as kids, fun little mysteries and spooky tales. And it's just good. It's definitely like a PG 13 kind of vibe of things, nothing too, crazy or risque or violent, but fun stories that put you in the Halloween mood. So I just kind of wanted to
Was gonna say, I feel like you
put
can
that,
never go wrong with Hocus Pocus.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's a
Hocus
must.
Pocus. Yeah, Hocus Pocus is the good one. The Scream movies are fun to watch during Halloween always.
Not
I
so
don't
family though for Scream.
No, not family friendly. But yeah, Hocus Pocus would be good. But yeah, the Goosebumps was fun. It reminded me a little bit of a show called Lock and Key, which I really liked, kind of like that sci-fi horror genre where there's
Ooh.
kind of kids involved and like spooky, scary stuff involving keys, but not too adult. But as the show goes, it kind of grows a little bit, it grows up. But it was really good. So this kind of got me those vibes. But speaking of Goosebumps, this game gave me a lot of those. A
Yeah.
lot of goosebumps. Ugh, I can't wait to get into
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah, but before we get into the game recap, we want to start off with some Angel City news. Then we'll get you through that game recap. And then before you know it, we'll be on to some NWSL news, and we'll be looking ahead
Wow.
to what this week has in store. So lots to go through here. We've received some more feedback, so we're gonna do our best to keep this one at 45 minutes.
That's
We're
our
trying.
goal. Yep, we're gonna do 9 minutes on each goal. 9 times 5 is 45. So, right? Is that not how
Yeah,
this is gonna go?
that is math. Yes.
Yes, no, but you're
So
right. We are going to try to speed through the news, both ACFC and NWSL, and then the recaps. We're going to burn through those and just highlight the good and important stuff. So, Nina, kick us off with some news and notes and what's been going on and what we have been up to.
yeah, for those of you not joining us on YouTube, which is definitely a fun place to watch because you get some fun visuals that go along with this podcast. But if you're driving in the car, we'll do our best to explain what we're looking at on the screen. 5 goals. Angel City put up a total of 5 goals in this pre-playoff match against the Thorns, the game that put us into playoffs, and that is the most goals scored in a single game in club history. And as you said, Panda, earlier when you and I were chatting, the biggest goal
The biggest,
differential too.
yeah, the biggest margin of win that we've had against a team. We won by 4 goals, and that is the most that we've ever done it by. And I mean, what a way to go out. We certainly went out with a bang. We showed up and showed out, and I can't wait to go over this. I mean, the fact that we had 5 goals by 5 different goal scorers. I mean, it's going to set us up for something that we're going to talk about a little bit later in this pod. But congratulations to every one of those. We are going to give you your glory here in just a moment. But basically, the news is that that is the most in single game club history. So exciting. And what better way to do it on the big stage of decision day? I loved it. It's so good.
And with those 5 goals and the victory over Portland Thorns, we clinched our spot in the playoffs. We are in, and with the playoffs, bring new playoff merch. So you can go online for Angel City. It's LA Go Off. I love it. I think it's pretty cool.
I'm trying to still kind of figure it out a little. I mean, we did go off. We already went off. We went off 5 goals. I mean, whew, so I think it's
keep
time to
going
level
off.
up. Let's just keep going off, I guess. Maybe that's what it should have said. LA, keep going off, because we did. We went off in that game.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
And we would be remiss if, as we talked about Angel City News, we didn't talk about a player who has gone off every minute of every game during regular season. And of course, we got to shout out our girl, Sarah Gordon, earning the Iron Woman title. I absolutely love this for her. The NWSL awards the Iron Woman title to players who play every minute of every match during regular season. And Sarah Gordon was the only player on Angel City to win that award, joined by some other fantastic players throughout the NWSL. But for those of you who didn't hear my warm-ups with Panda, play along in the car with me for a second. Who do you think would have been next in line? There is one player who missed it by 8 minutes.
Oh, yes. You're talking about, yes. Yes, for Angel City, the second place Iron Woman. So, like the steel woman, is steel not as strong as iron?
So this other player had 22 games played, 22 starts. She also had 4 goals for us, but by 8 minutes, she did not get the Iron Woman title.
I mean, I know the answer to this, but hopefully you all are sitting there thinking. I wish I had like the Jeopardy like song to go in the background while you guys thought. Exactly. Good job, Nina.
All right. If you need to hit pause because I'm about to tell you it is Savannah McCaskill. By 8 minutes, she misses this award.
Well, I'm sure she's not too upset about it. I'm sure those 8 minutes, were some rest she needed for hustling her butt off out there. That woman is all over the place and with putting up some impressive numbers, and we'll talk about that as well. But congratulations to Sarah Gordon. I mean, talk about coming off of an ACL injury last year, not seeing any minutes, to coming back and playing every single minute of every regular season game, and not just playing, but I mean, playing. She literally went out there and put herself and her body and everything on the line. She did not play like a woman who had just come off an injury, because, sometimes we see people with these injuries that it's a little timid. It's a little scary. It's a little hard to go out there and be 100%, always on, always going after the ball, always challenging. And she never took her foot off of the gas pedal the entire time. She is incredible. I hope that phone is ringing right now for the U.S. women's national team.
Oh, yeah.
That girl deserves a call up. Definitely in the running for that. I mean, do we give Defender of the Year awards?
We should.
And if we did, it should be her. I mean, or comeback player of the year or something. Like, she deserves there's an award out there with her name on it, and only hers, not just this collective, like, you were never called in sick award. So
never called in.
No.
The
Anyways,
attendance award. No, I mean, you nailed it on the head. Like, to come back from injury, to play like, she'd never skipped a beat, to be someone that we look to on that back line as being so solid, such a playmaker for us. She led in a bunch of stats. She did amazing work on the back line, and I'm just so proud to call her ours. And if she ever leaves, I'll find someone. I will. No.
In the words of Sarah Gordon and M.A. Vignola, ski. All right. Well, congratulations to her. And another player that really deserves a whole lot of accolades. I know we were all really sad that Julie Ertz left. Our midfield definitely needed a strong, knowledgeable, commanding presence there in the midfield. And Boy, do I think we really did get it in Amandie Henri. I know we were a little leery in the beginning, knowing her injury status and just wondering, like, okay, is she going to be 100%? Are we going to get her best out there? And if this is not her best, and I can't wait to see what it is, because according to these stats from Twitter, from Cameron Nia, who puts a lot of these out there, I'm always looking at the stats that they put up. But she played 90 minutes and she had 35 of 47 accurate passes, 65 touches, 10 passes into the final third, 4 of 5 tackles won, 15 recoveries, 8 defensive actions, 3 interceptions, and 10 of 13 duels won. Brilliant player indeed. What did those stats say to you as a midfielder or as the position that she's playing for us in Angel City?
Just essential, up and down playmaker, needed defensively, needed offensively, just the type of person you need in the midfield. And I mean, we can't say it enough about Amandine Henry. She's made herself essential.
Absolutely. I mean, she's made herself somebody that their presence would definitely be felt if she weren't out there starting the game, keeping our girls together and connected. Definitely some glue there in the midfield, holding them together, something between the back line and the front line just clicking right now. And that's what we're seeing. Saw that in the game. And you have to give a lot of credit to someone like her. I mean, that says it all right there with stats. Stats don't lie. Am I right?
Stats don't lie. We love soccer stats.
I know you do. I know you do. So, anyways, that's kind of our little wrap up of some Angel City news. I'm sure there's a ton more things out there, and we'll get into some other stuff. Actually, I think there's some community stuff out there I did want to highlight, correct?
Oh, yeah. Let's go back into that real quick. So, the first thing is Sprouts money.
Yes. Okay. So I had to put this in here because we're always talking about being broke and not having any money. And so I thought if anyone else is in that same boat as we are right now, where they're literally throwing gas money every time they can, every time they go anywhere, you want to save money when you can. And Nina, what do you, I know you're excited about this little
I'm
giveaway,
so
correct?
excited about this. This is a good one. So, Sprouts and DoorDash, partners of Angel City. If you go onto DoorDash and you use code ACFC, you're going to get 40% off your Sprouts order of $50 or more. Super excited for this. I think this is a great win. You know, it's food in our tummies. And, you know, for those of you who aren't going to make it out to maybe a game watch this week, maybe this is the way you get your dinner and you get your little snacky snacks.
Absolutely. I love this. And I have to say, I've only really been to Sprouts once, only because where I'm at, I like to walk a lot of times to the grocery store and just pick up a few things. And it's not in walking distance, but I'm going to have to peruse around on DoorDash, see what Sprouts has.
Oh, yeah.
And, even if I find just one thing I want, I'm going to order $50 of that one thing and get my 40% off. And I'm going to
You're
live
gonna
my
get
best life.
$50 worth of strawberry daiquiri mix? Is that what you just said?
Yes, yes, just exactly. I didn't know I said that, but clearly you read my mind. But
All right, but as we
anyways,
talk about community, there was one other little highlight here, and we know every month Angel City does some fantastic things in our community and on the street. So, Panda, what do we got planned for this month?
yeah, so I'm not going to get too much into this, but on 10/19, just in a few days, you can volunteer with the Garden School LA at 24th Street Elementary's Farmers Market presented by Sprouts. And then on 10/20, volunteer at Treat and Sweets Halloween Bash. On the 21st, you can enjoy Taste of Soul, a free festival. And then on the 22nd, go and support cancer research at UCLA. All of these events are listed on Angel City's website if you want more information or if you want to go and sign up for these, or reach out to us and we will happily guide you in the right direction to do so. Some great things to be a part of if you need to get out there and volunteer.
Yep. But
All
without
right.
further ado, should we talk about the game heard round the world?
Mhm.
You know,
Oh my
shots
goodness.
fired, shots went off, shots scored in
We
LA.
had shot.
Everybody.
Yes, we did. I cannot wait to go into this game. It was fun. I
That was
had
a good one.
such a blast starting from the tailgate. So real quick, we had an early morning tailgate, which was a lot of fun. We had breakfast, we had brunch, we had bubbly. We kind of partnered with Rebellion 99 and Relentless Ladies. We kind of sat there in the middle and handed out mimosas while they made everybody nice and full with their breakfast tacos and conchas and donuts and all kinds of fun stuff. So that was a fun one. And, it really just, the game got here before you know it. Whenever you have an early morning kickoff, you don't
Mhm.
have time to stress about it. You don't have time to get nervous. All of a sudden, it was game time. And let me just say, oh boy, this was a fun one because, well, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know this, Angel City made club history when they clinched a playoff berth, beating Portland in emphatic fashion on Sunday. So our little team that could, only 2 years old, they beat the first place Thorns by a margin of 5-1. Like we said, most goals Angel City's ever scored and the most they have ever won by. What a way to do it. I mean, on the biggest game of their life by far. And I think Savannah McCaskill, she said after the game, we were due for a 5-1 win at some point, and it just happened to be today to put us into playoffs. I can't think of a better
Oh,
time to do it.
my heart just soars. I was so happy. But those first 15 minutes of the game were not so happy and easy feels. The first 15 minutes gave us all the stress we needed and all of the tension we needed. And they should have had Botox set up for us to help us through this. But we made it through those first 15 minutes. Portland were maintaining a lot of possession, but not putting together many dangerous looking attacks. Their best shot was by forward Morgan Weaver. She hit from the left edge of the 18 towards the far post, but Angelina Anderson was able to make a full extension dive to get to that ball, which she blocks out for a corner. But the tables turned after those 15 minutes of stress and tension, and around the 20-minute mark, the momentum starts to shift in our favor. We had a chance in the 18th minute come off a well-placed through ball from midfielder Savannah McCaskill that forward Scarlett Camberos made a run around the outside box to connect with. Camberos then sent a low cross into the 18, which forward Sydney LaRue put on target, but goalkeeper Bella Bixby blocks it out for a corner kick.
Yeah, but we were going to get a little bit of controversy in the 29th minute. We're going to see Emily's going to get a shot off over there off the side, and it is punched out by Bixby. But then in another move, after she'd punched the ball out, she's trying to maybe get up. Her hand extends, and it looks like she gets a hand on McCaskill enough to pull her down in the box. We were all calling for a penalty. We were actually just calling for a look. We were looking for anything.
Yeah.
No look. Referee didn't even look at it. But if you go back and watch it, I mean, it's at the very least, it's worth taking a look at because I'm going to highlight something later towards the end of this. And I've got a big question about things where I swear every time I watch this game, I feel like I know less and less. Like, okay, she got the ball. That was her first one. After the ball is gone, any play she makes on another player has nothing to do with the ball. So I would think that pulling a player down in the box should be a penalty, especially when she is lunging in a direction to try and go chase a ball down. So I don't know. All I'm going to say is we are lucky we won 5-1 because I feel like if this had come back to bite us in the butt, I would be so mad because the beginning of the season started with controversy by VAR, and I did not want it to end by controversy with VAR. So,
Oh, yeah. Definitely
thankfully,
not.
yes, thankfully, we're not worrying about that. I digress, and we move on.
Yeah, and Angel City moved on and they kept pushing, finally breaking through in the 36th minute when forward Claire Emsley, sitting centrally in the pocket, played a simple forward ball to LaRue, which she sent onward to M.A. Vignola as she makes the run up the left wing. Vignola charged forward, beat her mark, and sent an angled rocket from the edge of the 18, flying past Bixby and into the net. And I need to go off for a minute about M.A. because this gave us so much momentum. This drove the game. And I just need to highlight, by the end of the game, M.A. Vignola actually was second in our team for 3 different very important stat lines. Recoveries, which is essential being a defender. She had 12 of them. Amandine Henry, obviously, as we talked about earlier, had 15. Crosses attempted, M.A. Vignola, number 2 for our team. And chances created, M.A. Vignola, number 2 for our team. Go off, girl.
Man, talk about a glow up from the beginning of the season till now. She has just found her way into this squad. She's made herself an essential part of this squad, meaning we are not as good without her in our lineup. And I love that for her. And I mean, she's just having the best year ever. And I love that for her. I think she's so good. She's so dynamic. And again, stats don't lie, do they, Nina?
Stats don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. Yeah,
All right. Well,
she looks good.
with the momentum, like you said, and the fire we needed going up 1-0, we are going to double our lead just 2 minutes later in the 38th minute. Vignola is going to play Emsley onto the left, and the Scottish international, she's going to patiently look for an opening against Thorns defender Natalia Kuika. She finds some space, and who then none other is she going to find the head of Scarlett Camberos, who's going to get that ball in past Bigsby, putting us up 2-0. And I'm telling you, that crowd was electric. It was so much fun. It was like, oh my gosh, like that was the moment there where you're just like, all right, we're going to do this. Like, we have got this. You like you said, it started off, like they're feeling each other out. We knew what we needed to do. These girls understood the assignment and they were putting it up. And I mean, someone like Camberos, who's not a big girl, to put her entire body on the line, to jump up and probably say a little prayer in the air, and just to get a perfect head onto that ball and slot it right past Bigsby. It was beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. I could live in these moments for eternity.
Now, the Thorns did have one attempt to close out the half. Dunn did put a shot on target from that central area at the edge of the 18, but Anderson was there to evilly save it. 2-0 going into the half. And what do you remember about the press conference when we were in there and what they told them at the half, Nina?
Step on the gas and don't let up.
They knew how important goal differential was. Goal differential was key with Gotham because we had the points tied and it did determine where we ended up. So they were told to go into the second half as though it was 0-0. They said, it's 0-0 right now, ladies. You need to go out there and put up as many goals as you can, because right now that is going to place you in the playoffs where you need to be. And
yeah,
man,
and
these girls listen. These girls
they
are
said,
listening.
Gotcha, boo. Angel City
I said, hold my beer.
Yeah,
hold my wine.
Angel City opens the half swinging, making it 3-0 in just the 47th minute. And this happens because Dunn loses track of the ball near the halfway line. And of course, right there, Amandine Henry scoops it up, taps it up the wing for Emsley, who dribbles forward and holds up the ball for a few minutes. And as Vignola comes with an overlapping run, Emsley gives this beautiful back heel, and Vignola then sends the cross in for McCaskill at the near post, which she easily directs into the net. 3-0 is the score, and we are just getting started. She is we talk about like what the different players had to say about these sorts of things. And Jasmine Spencer says she's been working on that for about 3 months straight. Her timing in the box, her runs in the box, and she executed it perfectly today.
Yeah, she did. And, one thing that needs to go, noticed, and that's very, maybe, I don't know, you might notice it. Maybe they do, but that Emsley Vignola combo is becoming a menace. Like the way that they are able to pass to one another, and it's just becoming such a fun thing to watch. And they have been crucial in connecting in a couple of these goals now, and so exciting. But you know what's more exciting, Nina?
I don't even want to say it because I don't want to give it away.
What's going to be exciting is this next goal. Quite honestly, the goal of the match and perhaps Angel City's whole season. Maybe. Whatever we're going to call it, it's going to come in the 51st minute when Camberos, she's going to beat her defender on that right side, and she's going to send in a hard shot, which Bixie does block. But as she blocks it, the ball is going to arc in such a way that you just see LaRue. It's almost like everything in her head, all the numbers calculated, and they came together, and she's like, oh, hold on, I got this. She leaps up and she gives us a beautiful bicycle kick. and we go up 4-0, and we do it in such
Oh,
romantic fashion. I don't know how else to describe it. All I know is that everybody's jaws dropped, including Cash, her son. I loved his reaction. Everybody was saying, "Oh, I'd love to see Cash's reaction to that." And we got it. Go out there on the socials,
I
check
was
it
gonna
out.
say, I gotta share this real quick. We gotta watch this because Sydney LaRue posts the most adorable side by side because she was coming back from injury as well. This wasn't
Sure.
something that was like she was ready to go out here. So let's go over to Sydney's Instagram here, and she's got this posted. It's her and Cash in the backyard. And they are warming up, and she's trying to teach him how to do a bicycle kick. So you see Sydney playing in her backyard, and she's showing him kind of the mechanisms for how to do a bicycle kick and the way he needs to adjust his momentum, lift his leg, and how to go about doing this. And this is back on October 16th, 2022. And then
Literally a year ago.
yeah,
Literally a year ago.
literally a year ago. And you see Cash give a little try, and he gives a nice little kick, which is great. Like, he's got more flexibility and skill than I do. And you see him attempting to do little bicycle kicks. And then, of course, Sydney comes out of the frame, and you see them practice it over and over and over again. And I guess this is what Sydney is known for doing in practice, is she just goes through and she tries to do these things. And you see her celebrate when Cash finally does it. And then she cuts to the picture of her on game day a
It's
year
so
later doing the
It's
same
so
thing.
good. Look, there's Cash's face. If you're not on YouTube, you have to see this if you haven't seen it already. His face, he understands that moment right there. You can tell this isn't just another goal by Mama. This is the goal by Mom. I mean, as we'd mentioned, we heard it in the press conference. We heard it from Jasmine Spencer. She pulls that out every day in training, literally, is what they said. And to be able to see her do it in this game, I mean, I have no words. I mean, I was mentioning the show Goosebumps in the beginning of this, and that's all I have when I talk about this are goosebumps. And, the fact that she made number 5 on ESPN's top 10 plays of the week this week, that's amazing. I mean, I love anytime we see first, anytime we see soccer in general on ESPN, I think is a good thing because 10 years ago you didn't see that. And now when you see it, I love it. And it just goes to show the world just how athletic and coordinated and dynamic these players are. And Sydney LaRue, congrats to you.
Absolutely. That definitely deserves all of the highlights. It was just such an exciting goal. But, it wasn't over. We weren't done quite yet. We were like, yeah, that's good. That's a good
That's
goal.
cute. That's
Should we
cute,
should we
all.
do some more? Should we do a few more maybe? But, it wasn't a shutout. This game was not a shutout, unfortunately, and it's fine. We'll get over it. Hina Sagita was able to score for Portland in the 79th minute. And like I said, we got over it. And in the 80th minute, with the Thorns defense,
we got over it real quick.
yeah, just kind of ball watching over there. Alyssa Thompson is able to dribble sideways across their back line, and she finds forward June Endo with lots of space on the left side. Endo dribbles a few steps and scores the 5th goal of the day with an emphatic left-footed cannon. And we are now up 5-1. And with 6 minutes of stoppage time, the center official eventually put it to rest, put it to bed, gave Angel City that 5-1 win. And as Gordon says to the media, I know we're in Hollywood, but we've never, ever played like that.
Ooh, I mean, she's not lying. I mean, scoring has been something that we have struggled with. Defensively, I feel like we've really done well, but that scoring is just something finishing we hadn't done. And we put all our eggs in one basket today, and we threw that basket into the goal as well. And it was amazing. And I loved every bit of it. And I just want this to keep going, and I cannot wait. I mean, Friday is going to be insane. I hope this momentum keeps going. Oh, anyways, I was elated after that. There was so much energy, so much going on. But let's move on, because not only did this win mark their first ever trip to the playoffs, but it counted as a culmination of a dramatic turnaround from the team's position in the middle of the season. As you all can remember, we were in a little bit of a funk, I mean, we were. And by the beginning of June, Angel City was in 11th place following a string of disappointing results and beginning with their June 17th win against San Diego. The team went on a 10-game all-competition unbeaten streak. They only lost one game to Orlando 2 weeks ago between that point and today. And I don't know if there is a bigger, like, a sign to anybody out there that Tweed needs to be our coach. Tweed needs to be coach of the year. Tweed is it. I mean, full tweet ahead, undertweeted, all the things. Nina, I think you even said something. We had another thing that we'd come up with. I forget what it was. I'll have to think about it in a minute. But either way, look at this. If you're not on YouTube, the first 14 games of Angel City's record was 2 wins, 8 losses, 4 draws. Since Becky Tweed came in, we were 8 wins, 1 loss, 5 draws. Well, how do you do better than that? And we made it to playoffs. They should have given her a contract. They should have given her contract before this, because guess whose value just shot way up? Do you know how many teams out there are looking for coaches right now?
Yeah. And we need our Tweed.
We need our Tweed. What? Oh, you said something in Tweed we trust, or so I don't know. You said something clever, Nina, and I forgot it because I'm not used to it, and my body.
I didn't even write it down. I'm not.
My body must have just combusted at the moment because it didn't know. But
dear diary, today I was clever.
Exactly, you should write that down. But anyways, that is the state of affairs that this is in. This is where we're at, and it's just insane. And they said something in the press conference about, for all the haters out there, anybody talking crap, the people that didn't believe in us, this was our moment to say, you know what, if you can't have us at our 2-8-4, you don't deserve us at our 8-1-5, because you've got to believe in this team. This team you have to believe in, and I'm so excited for them. I'm so proud of them. They did everything that was asked of them from middle of the season on. They gave everything they had, and I'm just very proud. Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, I think you summarized it beautifully. It's a very exciting culminating moment for those of us who have been here since day one, or even before that. And even if you haven't been here since day one, for everyone who's joined us along the way, to go from a time when we have 8 losses and everything seems awful to literally basically the same group of players just re-energized and reinvigorated. And it's nothing against Freya. I think Freya was a great coach for us. She just wasn't the right coach at the right time with the right chemistry of girls. So
she was a great coach. Yes.
Just not
for us. No, obviously not. She was not a great coach for us. These girls needed a way to really express, I think, their identity and their play styles. And I think that's what Becky Tweed has done for them, is really allowed them to play the way that they know how to play. She's given them a little creative freedom to say, this is where I'm comfortable, being my best, and allowing them to do that. And look what it's done. I mean, I think they asked in the press conference, do you think she should get the job? And I think they just quoted basically this stats. We've lost 1 game and out of 12. What do you think?
Who does that?
Who does that? Who does that? So
you want to go on another who does that rant? I think it's time. Who does
this? All right. So I'd mentioned earlier, we're going to go back just a little bit, because I just watching this game back, sometimes you get angry, and thankfully we won like we did, because stuff like this doesn't hurt as bad, and stuff like this doesn't matter as much when we win. If we had lost this game, these things would have bothered me. But we always talk about the officiating and how things are and why it's frustrating. And this is why it's frustrating. This isn't a video, and I should have clipped the video. It would have been even better. But if you guys remember, in about the 87th minute or something, we were getting ready to take a corner kick, and all of a sudden the whistle blows and the yellow card comes out, and we're all like, what's going on? And they gave it to Alyssa Thompson, and none of us saw it because, well, one, it was erroneous. But second, it just happened fast. It didn't make sense. So if you go back and watch either a clip you can find, or you watch the game again, Alyssa Thompson gets in front of Bixby, and she's like, maybe booty bumps her a little, but she's 5'4". Bella Bixby's 6 foot. She is very sturdy in the box. So sturdy that she took out Savannah McCaskill earlier and didn't even get called for it. But that's kind of my my whole point here is how does 5'4" Alyssa Thompson's little booty bump get a yellow card on 6' Bella Bixby, but her pulling Savannah McCaskill down in the box does not even get a look? Please,
Yeah.
someone explain it to me. I just need to know
No
how
one can
that is
because
the
it
case.
makes no sense. This is just poor refereeing, and Martin agrees with you. She totally pulled McCaskill down. We are all on the same page as Panda, and I know you're upset about this. I really wish I could like quote some weird stalker rule that'll make you okay with it.
I'm
There's
not
nothing.
okay with it. The only thing that makes me okay with it is, again, our margin of win, the fact that we had win. But it's stuff like that. Had we not won or we had tied, that makes all the difference. And that's where it's frustrating. And, I'm still not happy. Listen, if we would have missed playoffs by, like, let's just say a point, let's just say something crazy happens. That takes me back to game 1 when they called back June Endo's goal, and that ended up stealing 2 points from us. Like, this whole playoff scenario changes drastically if not for that stupid moment. Oh, why am I bringing up old stuff, Nina? We're playoff bound.
Should we look at
We
something happy
made
here?
it.
Look at something happy. Yay!
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I had to calm her down, guys. Let's look at these match stats. We end up with 5 goals to Portland's 1. And, I really love what Angel City did in their caption of one of their posts. They put M.A. Vig Gola, Scarlett Camber goals, Savannah McCask goal, Sydney LaRue goal, Junend goal.
I think they lost creativity towards the end or something. What happened there?
It's close enough.
They tried. A for effort. I get that. But
I love
yes,
it. I love it so much.
5 different goal scores, man. And again, like you said, these stats, 13 shots, 9 on target. We were doing everything we should have done. We held Portland to, just 8 shots, 6 were on target, but Anderson held it down. I'm going to ask a question after we get through these stats.
Oh, I am
Keep going.
terrified of your
Keep
questions. But,
keep reading.
as we look through the stats, passing accuracy 75%, which is pretty good. We had 7 fouls to their 10, but we end up with 2 yellow cards. I know some of them we've already agreed.
One yellow card.
We had 4 offsides to their 1, and we had 4 corners to their 3. So all in all, when you look at these stats, it was a very even match. You wouldn't know how much we dominated until you look at that goal line, and then it's like, oh yeah, no, we owned this. Welcome to our house.
We did. Absolutely. And this win is what makes this next slide so pretty and beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at us sitting so happy and comfortable in 5th place. We got our little birdie bird angel like sitting in New York City, New Jersey. Like, it just looks good. Looks like a nice place to rest.
There. It's a good place to be.
I like it up there. It's better than the basement.
But yeah, better than the basement.
You're not looking at the standings. Yeah, I was going to go through that. Obviously, this win over Portland and with San Diego winning, that gives San Diego the shield. And congratulations to them. You can't be upset at the fact that we've got a new franchise winning this. I know you're slow clapping, but we'll get into the reason why I don't know that it was not much to celebrate in just a minute, but San Diego rounding out that front top spot. Portland takes 2nd. We've got Courage. We've got the Reign. We've got us. And then we've got Gotham. Those are your playoff spots. That's how it ended. And woo, wasn't it a fun decision day? Things were changing all over the place. If you were following the table, it was lighting up all over, and it was a lot of fun. But let's move on to playoffs, Nina. We've got a game on Friday already.
I know. It's kind of crazy to think there is no downtime here. We're going up to Lumen Field, taking on OL Reign this Friday at 6 p.m. New York, New Jersey, Gotham, and NC Courage will also face off. And then the semifinals will be held on November 5th. And then, of course, the NWSL Championship on November 11th. All of these are win or go home matches. Terrifying, but exciting. And, compared to what MLS is doing, exciting that it's not as much of a money grab.
Yeah, if you are an MLS follower and your team got home field advantage, please prepare your budgets for 2 possible home games that you will be charged the same price for each of them for. So for us in Founders Club, where we have nice tickets, I mean, we enjoy, the space we're in. If we have to play 2 games at home for LAFC in the first round, meaning we win the first and lose the second and come back home for a third, We will be paying over $1,000 for round 1, and that is why I need 40% off of $50 at DoorDash.
Thank you, Angel City, for not doing that to
Thank
us.
you. I appreciate that. So that is why, thank God we are only doing that. Now, real quick, if you're on YouTube, you can see this fun little graph that I saw out there on our Angel City supporters Facebook group. Shout out to David Lownot or Laufnot. I don't want to say it incorrectly, but either way, it's
I don't want to say it correctly.
no, I want to say it correctly, so I'm going to say it every way I can. But I would say Lownot because Dough, but I know that's not always the case. So I apologize if I butchered that. My maiden name was Harnishfeger, and it got butchered 99% of the time. So I feel your pain, my friend. But what I not in pain from is this amazing graph that you made that shows like the time and effort that you took to put into this is incredible to show where each team was week to week and how much it changes. I think it's so cool to see. I love when they do that on Instagram where they show the active graph and it's like, and it moves along and it goes all the way down. And I like that you made Angel City very prominent so we can definitely see their trajectory where we started off, we were like, okay. And then you can see that fall off from around week 5 or 6, where we just started losing and things just didn't get great. And then you see the slow rise and you see where we ultimately ended up. We ended up higher than we were ever at during the entire regular season.
Yeah,
I
you
love
gotta
that.
love it. That's the kind of momentum we need going into the playoffs. That's the kind of momentum we need for this Friday. For those not making the trip out to Lumen Field up to Seattle, feel free to hang out. There are 2 watch parties, 33 taps in Culver City and 33 taps in Silver Lake. Party starts at 6 p.m., kickoff at 7 p.m. We
I
gotta
do
do
I
this.
do believe there is a link to RSVP for that. I don't know if you don't RSVP, I don't know if what the what will happen. I'm sure it's just to get a good head count. I'm sure we're going to be fine, but I would encourage you to do so if you do really want to go just to ensure your spot there. I don't know, what are we doing, Nina? We haven't even talked about
We
it.
haven't even talked about it yet. You just threw me off with Halloween. I'm like, girl, we can't even get through this Friday.
I know, right? Yeah. Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to go? I work till 5, so I can be anywhere by
I'm off.
6. Well,
Friday's my comp day.
I can't even
So
throw anything at you. So, you should go.
my party starts at 8 a.m.
Wow, that's rude. You should go to Silver Lake then, because that's close to my home.
See, you talked about those gas prices earlier.
I just drove to your house on Friday last week, remember?
And you got paid to do it.
Well, still, I'll pay you in kitty cuddles.
All right.
All right,
Let's finish
moving
this
on.
out. We were trying to do 45 minutes. We got just a little NWSL news that we need to cover before we can go home. And, one of the things I'm going to backtrack after this because I've jumped ahead in the picture in the slides, but one of the things was that OptaJack tweeted out only 13 points separated first place San Diego, which had 37 points, from last place Chicago, which had 24 points this NWSL season. There was at least a 24-point gap between first and last place in each of the first 9 NWSL seasons. That just shows how much more competitive this whole
Season
sport is getting. No, sport is
the sport in general.
just
Yeah,
soccer in general is blowing up so much that we are now highly competitive to where it literally came down to decision day and anything could have happened. There were thousands of possibilities. And here it is. We end the season with just a tiny little 13-point separation. That's not very much.
That is not much at all. It's so exciting to see that. I mean, obviously if you're a team that's already kind of clinched, then it's not as stressful for stuff. For us, yeah, it was very stressful, but exciting. And at the end of the day, it actually felt like so much more of an accomplishment to know that we were one of the 6 that made it, because at any point everybody could have made those playoffs. Everyone had the same chance that we did, and we were one of them that did it. And we weren't even the last spot. We were number 5, and I think that's amazing. And
wiggle room.
yeah. So fun season this year. And real quick, another note we wanted to say congratulations to Sophia Smith. She actually got the golden boot for this season with 11 goals. And yeah, I mean, she didn't get any against us, but she already had that, I guess, on lock. So I guess it didn't matter.
And, one of the things we talked about when you and I were going over this, yeah, Sophia Smith had 11 goals, but did you know there were 14 different Angel City players that scored a goal this season?
That's
That's that.
right.
Like, let's
That's it.
highlight that. I searched through. Portland Thorns didn't have 14 goal scorers. OL Reign doesn't have 14 goal scorers. But you know who does? We
We
do.
do.
We do.
Yeah. I know we looked at it. OL Reign only has 9 goal scorers, so that's 5 less people that we have to pay attention to. They have to pay attention to our whole squad because we are lethal from the defense, from the midfield, from the wings, from in the box. So listen, OL Reign, we're coming for you. We got you. We got your number now. We beat you last time we played you in August 2-1, and we beat you only it would have been 2-0 if it weren't for a PK by Megan Rapinoe. So if our defense can just hold it down and make it a clean game, I have no doubt that our tactics and our goal scoring is going to overcome this matchup because our defense is going to hold it down. We didn't allow them to really score on any creative plays last time, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So moving on, like we said, the golden boot went to Sophia Smith. The shield,
The dinner plate.
the hubcap ultimately went to San Diego, and I couldn't help but put this up here, not because it's a shade on San Diego. It's an incredible honor for them to win the shield. I always say being consistently good throughout the entire season is a huge accomplishment. I feel like the shield here in America really does need to get a little more props. And you know what else it needs? It needs a glow up. It needs to glow up. So we got the renderings and we saw the new Tiffany & Co. collaborated MVP and NWSL championship trophy, and they are literal fire. I love them. They're pretty, they're elegant, they're sleek. And then you've got this busted hubcap that fell off a car on the way to the game that they're like, oh, that'll work. And you can put cupcakes in it later if you want.
Or chips and salsa.
Ooh, I would put chips and salsa in it, definitely, for
Maybe
sure.
some crudité.
Anyways, I just thought this was funny.
Leave it to Lafferty, the supporter saucepan.
Oh,
Thank you,
man. Always can count on Lafferty's for some funny quips to come in. But yes, I need the shield to. I mean, doesn't it look like it's dented?
It definitely looks like something's wrong with it.
I tell you, it looks like a hubcap. You know, the one you'd stick on the outside that were not real rims, they were fake, that just fell off and it rolled down the freeway and they picked it up and they're like, that'll do.
Ooh, that works.
That'll do. Yeah, that works. So,
All
anyways, what I do know is that Alexis Ohanian from Angel City, of course, he was the one who I guess got them in touch with Tiffany's and did this whole re-collaboration for the trophies. And his response to people who were like, okay, but the shield, he did say that the shield is definitely getting an upgrade. It was just that timing wise, the shield was already happening and they still have time that we don't know the winners of these yet. So they're working on them now and they got them done. I guess they couldn't get that done in time. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can't wait for that glow up because it's going to get to glow up by itself. These two had to share. Now the shield gets to be its own little fun thing next time. And I can't wait to see what it is. I want to win that one. I want to win the next one.
Win the new one?
Yeah, I want to win the new one.
I think what Alexis was doing, he's like, let's wait until Angel City can win it. That way it's nice and new for us the first time. That's what he did for reals, though.
We want a shiny one. We don't want a busted one.
Like, yeah, you guys can have this old one. We're going to make the new championship trophy nice because Angel City is going to win it. And then next year when we win the shield, it'll be nice for us too. So he was just like, I only want to make it nice for Angel City.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can keep your dented hubcap. We're good.
All right. Speaking of making it nice, we have one last little bit of international women's news. And this comes from the men's soccer universe because Stephanie Frappert made history by becoming the first female official to referee a men's international match at Wembley. So super exciting. Love when women are on the forefront like that. Great to see women getting that nod. Refereeing these games is no easy feat. It's, I want to say it's a little more stressful than all the mistakes you get to make at the Angel City games.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more scrutiny on top of it. There's just a lot more, eyes on it in that sense. But yeah, congratulations to her. We give referees a lot of crap, but I can tell you this: I would never want to be one. I don't think for a second that I could do any better. I think it's an incredibly hard job. But there are things out there that I think they could do better, as simply as looking at a play that seems suspicious, or like, what why is there any harm in that, I guess,
Like,
so
we're gonna
but
go back and make Panda angry again.
please don't make me angry. I'm done being angry. I'm fine. I'll be okay. We're making it to play. We are playoff bound, baby. I cannot wait
All
for
right, should we
Friday. I'm so excited.
end with the most exciting quote we've ever had?
Oh my gosh, we found the best quote we could ever have on here. It just the substance, the I don't know, just the wordage of it, the way that it's
Everything
really
about
like
it.
conveying what all of this season really has culminated to, Nina. It really
Yeah,
has.
absolutely. I want you guys to really take a moment and reflect on the words of our captain, Allie Riley, as she says, very, very eloquently put, "Playoffs, baby!"
I know. We really put a lot of thought into that as well as she did, but there's nothing else we can say about this. It's playoffs. We did it. We made it. I'm so proud of this team and so excited. I Yeah, if you doubted them, I hope that you are eating your words a little bit, because I don't know. I don't feel like moment Tweed stepped in at the helm, like everything just felt like it was going to be all right. She felt like she gave us all like one of those big proverbial hugs. It was like, I got this, all right. And she did, and here we are. And I can't wait to see you all in some capacity on Friday for the playoffs, 7 o'clock p.m. against OL Reign. Nina, do you have anything else that you would like to say?
No,
Um,
you know how we like to end things here.
are we doing it the same way? Or
Yeah,
the new way?
the new way.
What are you gonna say?
Bye.
But are you gonna let everybody know?
No, I wasn't gonna tell them. It's too hard. It's too hard to say. Another decision, a difficult choice we've made is we think it's time to cut the fluff.
We decided to cut the fluff. We have enough fluff in the middle,
We fluffed
and
throughout.
we
The
fluffed
fluff
out.
the fluff started as a way for us to entertain because we were making so many mistakes and we were editing them all and putting them at the end, and we're just too perfect now. So
We don't make mistakes. We don't edit, so there's really no fluff. The fluff was more organic, and now the fluff feels forced. So you guys, no more forced fluff. We just want to end it the way we are. Again, reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Sorry, we tried to keep it at 45 minutes. We'll do a little better, but this one was just too exciting for us to not keep talking about. And I can't wait to talk about the next one. I hope it's equally as exciting. So, like you said, there's only one way we like to end all of these, Nina.
bye.
Bye.